Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can. I am very excited to have you with us today. This is the first time that I've ever had a guest on the channel. I know that a lot of other people have been doing that for a while, but we've got it figured out, we think. So hopefully this will go smoothly. I'm looking forward to introducing her. She's a lot of fun, and we have some cool things to talk about. I am going to say hello to the folks who are here, and there's a bunch of you, so thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who love live sales, we will be having one fairly shortly after we have a little interview and some fun time with our guest. And for those of you who like to meet new people in the community, Heidi from Rosie's Auction House is someone that I am really looking forward to meeting in person. We're going to be doing the Fenton Convention at the end of July, so we'll talk about that as well. I wanted to say hello to, boy, so many people. LaDonna's here, Sandra's here, Lori's Treasures, Kathy D's. I see Pamela and Nellie. Christine Smith is here. Nice to have all of you. I see Corinne from out in Spokane. It's great to have you with us. And Clearwater Valley Thrift from out in Idaho. So we're kind of spanning the whole country. And Teofane from up in Canada. So we've got an international crowd today. Jeanette Nance is here. John Drumheller has come in, as has Sharon Carter and Karen Radford. It's great to see all of you. Sarah Wrinkle, nice to see you again. We just got to talk last night on the level 3 chat. Crystal Stevens down in Chattanooga and Debbie in Chicago. Nice to have you here. Alicia in Wichita. Let's see who else. Deb Lepley's here. Star is here. We've got Sandy Smith 50. Nice to see you again. And Linda Fleming. Let's see, Wendy N. Robert Redmond. Thank you to all of you folks who are new for me as well. I know that some of you are big followers because Heidi, who we'll introduce shortly, is somebody who does a lot of other online big Instagram books and other uh, Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So she's got a lot of people who follow her. Deb Kay's here, and Fran Dutton, I see, Jeanette Nance, Rebecca, Rob Norwood, Lena Ray. Hey, big brother. Well, hey, big sister. You've got Wendy here, Tiffany Burant, Pat Robinson, Cindy Taylor. Oh, Fatbirds is here. Hi there. Tammy Renee Walker, Kathy Goots, and let's show that, yes, hi, Fatbirds. Oh, I'm sorry you had an emergency, Anna. It's nice to have you with us today. Valerie Galmish, nice to have you here. Blackberry Thistle Tea. So, gosh, we've got a lot of folks, and this is great. But let me go ahead without much further ado. I'd like to introduce our guest, and this is, she goes by Rosie's Auction House on YouTube, so you may know her from there. And welcome, Heidi. It's so good to have you.
Welcome. I'm just so pleased, tickled pink to be here with you, George.
Well,
What a
thanks.
wonderful
Me
day.
too. Yes, it really is. And yeah, wonderful day because we're inside in the air conditioning, so that is a
Oh my
great
goodness.
thing.
You are absolutely right. The heat is incredible.
It is amazing. It went from an unusually cool spring to the scorching days of summer in 24 hours here. So we were
No
not really
kidding.
prepared.
We're
But
ready
it's
for a
so
hot
nice.
sale.
Yeah, hot sale is good, and it's so nice to have you with us. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit and introduce you, but also ask some questions because there's a lot of folks in my group who may not know you, and I want them to get to know you a little bit. Uh,
Awesome.
and then you can talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing next month. So. Uh,
Okay.
Go ahead and give yourself a little introduction, and then there's a few things I'm curious to know that I want to ask you.
Okay. Well, my nickname is Rosie. I am on Rosie's Auction House on Facebook. I've got several channels there. I'm new to YouTube about maybe 6 or 7 months. I have been an antique dealer since 1984. I started with my grandmother's estate, and she didn't know what she started with me. I'm sure I gave her items away when I was a kid. I was only 18 when the siblings asked me to sell her estate, and I started my first brick and mortar store at 18. And it's just been a lifelong treasure hunt. Very blessed to
Wow.
do this my entire life, and I've traded different things. I'm a shooting star on eBay. I've worked for Amazon. We could go on about that, but It's been almost 40 years, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And YouTube is new. YouTube is new for me, so I'm excited to be here with you today, George. I think it's going to be great fun. It's been
Oh,
an adventure
yes.
so far, but I've really liked it. So I specialize in Fenton glass. I really don't know how that happened. 5 or 6 years ago, uh, I just went to an antique auction. I bought some Fenton, started selling it on our Facebook page, got interested in it, and it just has blossomed from there. We did the first live auction with Fenton on YouTube and or on Facebook, excuse me. That's 5 or 6 years ago, and it's just crazy. I love it. It's beautiful glass. I'm real good friends with Dave Fetty, and I sold some of his collection. Dave Fetty is kind of Mr. Fenton out there. He's 85 years old and has been working for Fenton most of his life, and we'll meet him when we go to Marietta. And it just blossomed. I sold some of his collection. We sold a progressive set for him. We sold some lamps out of his personal collection that brought $10,000, and
Wow.
just started to get a reputation for it. But I am a lover of anything old.
Yeah. Yes.
Anything.
Yes.
I love vintage. The hunt is just amazing to me. I don't know. There's and eBay's come along, technology's come along, everything that helps you determine values or buy stuff online. I love to be out there in the wild and find something in a box lot that just, I don't know. You know the
Isn't it
feeling, George.
great? Oh, I
Yes.
do. You are one of the few people that I know online who's actually been doing this longer than I have, and it's so impressive to me that you've stuck with it. I've done it pretty much my entire career as well, and I
Yes.
did not realize that you started a brick and mortar at 18. That is really great. So you really, this is what you've done.
Yes. I've had two brick and mortar shops. I don't like the confinements of being behind a desk all the time. I mean, I am a gypsy. Um, I did shows for years until we started to be pretty big on eBay. But yeah, my first brick and mortar shop was an old gas station. It was from the 20s or 30s. It had a pit on the one side, and it had an old general store hooked to it. And at 18 years old, I scrubbed, I hung shelves up, and I had that thing spick and span. And every Sunday, I would have a sale, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just like a community gathering every week. It was something to look forward to. All the neighbors would come, we'd sit around, we'd talk, they'd buy a few things, and I just enjoyed that so much. I did that all through college. It was just so much fun to do that. And it was so funny. A little story. In college, I was kind of the joke because I was the one that came in with my 4-door Aspen on Thursday and Friday. My schedule was set around garage sales. My trunk would be buckled down. My back seat would be full of anything from recliners to dressers to anything I could fit in there. And I would pull in the campus at 18, 20 years old with my old Aspen full of junk every Thursday and Friday. But and still
That
to this
is.
day, there's never a vehicle that I have that isn't full of stuff 24 hours a day.
Well, unfortunately, that is part of the business. Yes, it's nice to have a little sedan to run around in when you're not, because it is amazing how, yeah, a van just becomes another storage unit on wheels. Ugh, it's frightening. Now,
Most
did you ever run an actual auction house? I mean, you are auctioning things all the time, but did you ever actually run an auction house, or is that just appropriate for what you're doing as far as the business name?
I am an auctioneer. You want to hear me call?
Yes.
All right. This is just for show. Just for show. We'll put this little kitty up later. Okay, there. What do you want to get for that one? What do you want to get? What do you go? $5, five there. What do you go? 10? What do you go? 10? What do you go? 12 and a half. Anybody want to go 12 and a half? What do you want to go? 15? What do you go? 15? What do you go? 17.50. $18 and back. What do you want to go? 20? What do you go? 20? What do you go? 22 and a half. See?
That's awesome. Where did you learn to get your pattern? Did you go to school for that, or did you figure it out on your own?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. We have a history of Alzheimer's in my family. My mom has it. My grandmother has it. My great grandmother had it. So at 50 years old, I'd been working for auction houses off and on my whole life as clerking and stuff like that. But at 50 years old, you know, you get a little older and you think, holy smokes, am I forgetting normally? Or what is it? So I
Hmm.
thought, what can I do? I'm going to be an auctioneer. And if I can handle the fast paced auction crowd and collecting bids from all over the auction house, then I don't have anything to worry about. So I became an auctioneer 7 years ago, and I work for the White Star Motorsports auction in Bronson, Michigan, and I sell parts and accessories at the country's largest ATV sportsman auction. So I do that once a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really fascinating. Was that something you were able to learn on the job, or did you go to Missouri Auction School or one of those places?
I tell you what I did. I worked with a family, fourth generation auctioneers, and Mr. Garth Wilbur was the first auctioneer in the Hall of Fame. And he was a mentor of
Oh.
mine as his son. And I spent one summer going around to different auctions in the countryside. I would venture out away from home, and I would, after the sales, I would go to the auctioneers and I would say, "Can you listen to me call? And I want you to tell me one thing I'm doing bad, or give me a hint." So all the auctioneers I talked to would critique me and tell me what I needed to work on or something that helped them learn how to auction, and then I just did it. I just did it. So it's exciting. I really that to me is I'm proud of that because I was one of these people that would never get in front of anybody. To do this. So
Oh.
that really amazed me that I was able to learn that.
Oh, that's so fantastic. What a great story and so interesting. I've thought of going to auction school and learning that part of the business too, but there's always the when am I going to find time for that? But that is so interesting, and I love your patter. It's really great. It's you're unlike a lot of auctioneers. Your patter is fast and it sounds like patter, but it's you can hear every word and you can actually understand what you're saying. So I think you learned very well. That was very exciting. I makes me want to bid.
Yes. Well, one and this is what I learned in the summer talking to the auctioneers. It was interesting how every auctioneer, from an Amish auctioneer to an old timer to somebody just learning, would give me hints. But one guy said, "Okay, here's how you practice when you're going down the road. You count lightning or telephone poles. So you go from side to side.
Oh.
255, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20, 22.5, 25. So you do that while you're going down the road, and it just takes a lot of practice, but uh, it helps.
That is awesome, and what a great way to, I spend a lot of time in the car. That'd be a great time to study.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that is so interesting. That's really wonderful. And a lot of the things I was going to ask you, you have definitely learned to speak before people because that was fascinating, and I didn't have to do anything. So thank you for that. So the business for you now is a little bit of auction, a whole lot of on-site, online selling, and I know that you on your channel you do 10 at 10 on a lot of weekdays. Is that an everyday thing?
Yes. I have just, and I have to put a shout out if I heard you calling out some names, and of course I want to let them know I can't see you out there. I can't see the chat, but I heard George mention a bunch of names from our Facebook pages. We consider ourselves a Rosie family. Rosie is my nickname, and I've had so much support on Facebook. And coming into YouTube has just expanded that. And we do 10 at 10s every weekday morning at 10 o'clock, where we do a variety of vintage where we try to do 10 fast lots in a little over an hour. And we have specialty sales probably 2 nights a week. I do a boutique sale. I'm a liquidator for QVC and One World. So we do boutique sales. I love the specialty niches. I'll have a sale that is maybe all Longerberger or all Vera Bradley or, I like the nichey things. So I don't advertise a lot. So you need to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, because if I decide at 3 o'clock in the afternoon I'm not doing anything and I'm caught up, I'll go on. I mean, I think that's fun. And I like people to really not know what I have coming up, because that seems to keep them interested, and they just never know what Rosie's going to put up. So, uh,
Yes, and I don't know anything about what you're putting up today, very little anyway. This will be a surprise for me too. So, that is so great. You are really like so many people in this, really doing a whole lot of things in a lot of directions, and it's very exciting and fun. And yes, Rosie's Auction House on YouTube. Do subscribe because
Mhm.
she does have a lot of fun content, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And while she's pretty new to YouTube, she's very well known in a lot of the other social media venues and has a lot of followers there. So I think you'll all have, if you aren't subscribed, go subscribe because you'll have a good time. And obviously, and I guess we have you as Rosie up on the screen. It's going to be hard for me to call you by your real name because I'm so clued into Rosie now. The
Everybody
name of
calls me
your
Rosie.
and Pamela is asking the name of your channel. It is Rosie's Auction House. Is there an apostrophe in that they have to do?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think
I
so.
think if
Try both
I
ways, you'll come up with one.
Yeah, exactly. I think it works both ways, actually. But just in case, if you don't get in on Rosie's without an apostrophe, put an apostrophe between that E and that S, and that'll get you there. Um,
Certainly.
well, the way that I met you is pretty much because you sought me out to do appraisals and to come sell at the Fenton Convention. And I've been on your channel now, and we've spoken a bunch of times, and I am so looking forward to meeting you in person. I've mentioned to some of the folks on our channel, and I know some of my subscribers are actually, at least I know one is signed up and is coming to the convention.
Oh,
But we're
great.
all gathering in a really neat old hotel in Marietta, Ohio at the end of July. And I'm
Mhm.
going to let you tell some more detail about that because you've got a lot of fun things planned and you'll explain it better than I can. So if you don't mind to take the floor, I'm going to let you talk about the Fenton Convention and what we're doing there.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. And if you have any questions about it, just let me know. Um, so we have been going to Marietta as a Rosie's Collectors Group for I think this is our fourth year. And we used to rent what we would call it was an old Victorian house. We all called it. We nicknamed it the mansion. Well, last year we kind of outgrew it, and so now we have a venue in the Lafayette Hotel, and that is right in Marietta. Now, Marietta is just an awesome town. Whether you are a collector of Fenton glass or whether you're a collector of anything vintage, you will love Marietta. It is the first permanent settlement in the Northwest, and it has so much history. What I find so interesting about Marietta is, of course, the age and the buildings and the architecture. But what is so awesome is the resourcefulness of these people. They live on a little area where the Ohio River and the Muskingum River come together, and they have been flooded out so many times. And I have looked at pictures of the floods, and I'm thinking, you know, in our day and age, it's hard enough to handle a flood that comes up, 58, almost 59 inches above flood stage, or 59 feet above flood stage. But think about the people in 1913 that had to handle these floods and continuous. They had floods in 1813, 1832, 1913, and they're so resourceful to clean up that stuff with none of the stuff that we have now and make a go of the town again. And then finally, in one of the floods, one of the more recent floods, 1913, 19, I don't know, somewhere in there, they actually raised the town up to accommodate for the floodwaters. I just find that amazing. So there's actually a second town underneath Main Street. Um, they were home to the Underground Railroad, all kinds of stuff. Oh, right across the street in Muskingum Park, there is a statue that was carved by the same artist that carved Mount Rushmore. Um,
Oh,
Gutzen Borglum, I think his name is. I'm probably ruining the pronunciation, but he carved Mount Rushmore. And when that statue came into Muskingum Park, which is just across the street from the Lafayette, um, President Roosevelt came in and he anointed that statue. And there's people in town that still remember that. And I have one person in particular I know that was telling me the story of what an event that was to bring that statue in. So it's just a great place to have this as a collector's event. We're going to be there in July from July 24th to 28th. And we mainly focus on Fenton, but we're going to have other kinds of glass there. We're going to have a few collectors that are going to just bring kitschy stuff. It's mostly Fenton glass. I'd say 75% Fenton glass. But we just like to have fun. People will set up in their rooms. We've rented a hall on the main floor of the Lafayette. and we will be there from July 24th to July 28th. So the Lafayette's a cool hotel. It's shaped like a pie, and it was known. You've seen it, haven't you, George?
Oh, yes, it's an old Flatiron. It's a wonderful looking building, and the rooms look quite sumptuous, I have to say. I'm looking forward to being there.
Yes, the rooms are quite reasonable, and they're anywhere from $80 to $190 a night, depending on what you want. There's not one or two rooms in the Lafayette Hotel that are the same. They're decorated with vintage furniture. Some of the rooms you'll find Fenton lamps in, and there's a there's a gunroom restaurant in the basement or on the main floor. There's a Starbucks coffee house, and the lobbies are spacious. The whole theme of the hotel is riverboat, and it's just going to be, the atmosphere is going to be so wonderful. Lots of space for us to gather and visit, and that's what we do best. That's what we do best. Visit.
Oh, yes, that's going to be so much fun. And I think that if I understood right, now I know that before the convention even starts, I know you have a boat trip planned. Is that part sold out?
We have the whole boat reserved right now. We've got a lot of people on there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. So there's so much going on in town with other glass being displayed in different areas. When you come out, we'll let you know that. Not only our hotel, but there's other places. We have three major antique spots. If you like Fenton, in Marietta, we have a brand new antique store that just opened 2 months ago, and there's all kinds of stuff that is rare that you're not going to find because we're right across from where the Fenton factory was. So our agenda is pretty cool. We come in on the 24th, which is a Sunday, July 24th. That's check-in. We plan on kind of getting stuff set up. If you want to come and set up in your room, you can. The local people, if you want to come, contact me and I'll give you a space in our Mississippi Hall room. We're going to have dinner about 5:30. We're probably going to go up on the roof and have pizza, and just kind of hang out and get to know each other. And then we're going to have some sales in the rooms. And then at night, we're going to sell with Trudy Mendenhall. So Trudy Mendenhall is a Fenton artist. A lot of you that on my channel know Trudy, and she will be with us. Just a side note, we will have Fenton artists come in all the time. They just pop in. Because Michelle Kibbe will probably be there. Well, I know she will be there. Dave Fetty, Trudy Mendenhall, Linda Fleming, maybe Charlotte Smith, and who else do we have? I don't want to miss anybody. It's always a surprise because these are all local people and they like to come in and discuss things with everybody and do pop-up interviews. So anyway, that is Sunday. And what is so fun about these events, because we do these all over the country, I get a chance to meet you. And George is going to have a chance to meet you. And part of it is we do sell, but we are going to sell for you also. So it's important, if you want to come and you want to get in front of the camera with me, I will sell with you, time permitting, on camera, and no charge, just so everybody can put a face to a name, and that's really cool. So I find it interesting. At night, we all gather in one room and we sit around this big table and we just watch while we have a sale, and everybody talks and gathers and looks, and it's just the friendship that comes out of this is lasting, and it's really a fun event. So don't let me talk if you want to ask any questions, George. I'm a talker, fast talker
Oh, you're
too.
doing great. You are doing great. And I'll tell you, part of what's so exciting to me about it is I have been hearing for, gosh, I've been in the business for over 30 years, and pretty much from the very get-go, there was a huge Fenton group, a couple of different groups actually in the Northwest that were collectors, and I would hear them talk about going to Marietta for conventions, even back when
Yes.
the factory was still open. And so for years and years and years, this has been on my bucket list of things to do, and I've never done it
Awesome.
before. So I'm so excited to get to go and participate in this because I've just heard nothing but amazing things about it. And
Well,
if you're interested in this sort of thing, it's just such a, great opportunity. So
yeah.
I'm very excited that we're doing this, and I just think we will have a great time. I think you said that you've got about a half a floor of rooms that you've reserved
Yep.
that are still available, and then once that sells out, there are additional rooms in the hotel if they don't sell out the
Right.
hotel.
Let me go ahead and tell you about the boat trip and the appraisal fair. So George is going to be co-hosting on Tuesday and Wednesday. So George is going to come in. We hope he is in time for the boat trip, but we're going to take the Valley Gem, which is a steamboat or a stern wheel boat, and we're going to take that on a river cruise at 11:30. The tickets are only $12 for an hour and a half. And if you want a box lunch, it's $10, but you need to get a hold of me. So we're going to take the boat ride. We're going to come back and have online sales or room sales. Maybe the Mississippi room is a hall that we have if we have overflow to set up. So we're going to have sales that afternoon. Then we're going to have a sale with Linda Fleming, artist Linda Fleming, that George will be helping with. For those of you that know Linda, she is the most bubbly girl. And she is a Fenton artist, and George will be selling a little bit with her, and then we will sell from the community again. And then Tuesday, we're going to go to Henderson Hall, and that's where Dave Fetty blows glass. Now, George, Dave, you have to know about Dave before you see him blow glass. He worked for Blanco to start his career, and then most of his career, he ended up at Fenton. He's a master glass blower, and even after retirement, he still works. And 2 years ago, he almost died of COVID. And at 80, he's mid 80s, okay? And we didn't think he was going to survive it. Not only did he survive it, he continued to blow glass afterwards. And at 85 years old, he's still blowing glass. And we're going to go watch him. And if you consider the fact that those pipes are so long to blow glass, and he has to stand up on a block to even get it off the ground, it's amazing he has the wind to do it. But his stuff is so collectible, and it's just great investment pieces.
Oh,
So we're
that's
going to do
really
that. And
fun.
then, yes, Tuesday afternoon is George's afternoon. We're going to have an appraisal fair, and we want you to bring something to Marietta for our George to take a look at, so that he can let you know the value and you'll get to meet him. And then George will have a sale on Tuesday night after dinner at a local restaurant called Tampico's. And then Wednesday is Dave Fetty Day, and Dave will be with us. And there's so many other things going on. There's a beautiful basilica that is just absolutely gorgeous to visit. There's so many historic places in town. And of course, all the antique shops that are helping kind of sponsor the appraisal fair will be there. So you'll have a great couple of days with us. And to offset the price of gas in the room, you can sell. One more thing, George, because this is interesting. You might help us out with this. Since we do have guests and we're not going to be able to sell one-on-one with every guest, in the morning, if you bring a few items that you have a item number for and a start price, not a start price, a fixed price, we'll come to your room and do an upload from your room and post it to YouTube. So it'll be like a drop shop, and anybody that claims that item can take it. So you'll have lots of ways to defer the cost of the trip. So if there's one place you go this summer, make sure it's Marietta, Ohio.
Oh,
And
that
George,
is great.
I stress Ohio,
Yeah,
not
yes.
Georgia.
Not Georgia. No, that is, I'm sorry to all of you folks in Georgia. Where is the itinerary listed at? I think the best place to get that is, do you have that on a website or a place that people can go? How should people find out more information about this?
Um, you can email me and I'll send you the list if you just want to email me, or if you want to join one of my Facebook groups, Rosie's Auction House Deals. We can post it on there. And I'll try to keep posting a link on every sale that I have on YouTube so that you see it. But you're always free to email me with any questions. If you want a room at the Lafayette, just contact me. It's going to be a lot of fun. And where are you going to get the chance to sit down and have coffee with George? Where?
Well, I don't stop often, so yes, that's I'm a moving target, that's for sure. So,
Yes.
is that the email that I have? Should I tell people that email, or is it a
Yes.
different email?
It's the
It
same one you
is.
have.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's Heidi Ann, all one word, HEIDIANN 200 at gmail.com. And so if you go there, and if you didn't get that and you're confused about all of this, send me an email at theantiquenomad.com and I'll forward it. So,
Okay.
wow, well, this is so great. I am so excited. And I have to say, after hearing your description, I'm more excited even than I was before. So, this is going to be so much fun. And I know that gosh, I'm sure we could talk about this all day, but we're about a half an hour in. And I think that a lot of these lovely folks probably came to see what we're selling today. So, maybe we should get along with that. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, great. Well, let me tell you folks, because I know we have some new people. Thank you to those of you who were able to subscribe in advance so that you can participate in the sale. The reason we do that is that it just cuts out trolls, frankly. We just need to have people in there in advance. So thank you for doing that. Anyone who is subscribed and in the chat is welcome to bid on these items. We're both going to sell. We'll probably do, oh, I don't know, maybe a dozen or 15 lots. Sometimes they're going to be choice, and that means that you'll have your choice of one item or another at the price that is the ultimate high bid. And then the way we do it is we go to the backup bidder. If the person takes one thing and not the other, then the backup bidder has the option of taking the item. We do not do just in case. We are going to actually, what we're going to do is hold up an item, just describe what it is in a short sentence, like this is for example, this is a Fenton milk glass compote. The starting bid is, and as soon as we say what the starting bid is, that's going to be put out there and the timer will start. We like to keep these things moving on this channel. So the timer will start and you'll have about 2 minutes to bid. We encourage you to bid what you are willing to pay because we do not do just in case. It is pay what you're willing to bid, what you think is fair for the item, because when we get to the end of it, we do it like a real auction. It's fair warning and then going, going, gone, and bid end goes in. Do refresh because we all know that there's a lag sometimes, and we want you to have an opportunity. But don't wait till the last second because you might not get it. The shipping. I am shipping from Kentucky, and I believe you are shipping from the Battle Creek, Kalamazoo area of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. So we're both kind of in the middle of the country, and that should be pretty accessible for everybody. And I think that that is everything. I think I'll go ahead if it's all right and do the first item just so that everybody, including Heidi or Rosie, as we have her on the screen, uh, can kind of get the rhythm of it. So, with no further ado, let's get started. And the first item that I have, in honor of the fact that we are talking Fenton today, is a Fenton milk glass compote. It is 6 inches tall, and the starting bid is just $10. So let's start the bid at $10. And I always have really liked their milk glass. This is before they marked the bottoms of these. They did not mark everything until the mid 70s. So this is a 1960s or 70s piece. $10 is our starting bid. So if you're interested in this, please put in a bid. My grandmother got one of these by saving up S&H green stamps, and she always had candy in it. And they're so nicely made. The quality is so good that they really never seem to break, and they're just really, really well made. It's such a pretty color of glass as far as white goes because it's really deep. It's not sort of gray and not. It just has a real good color to it, I think. It also, with a lot of people doing gray interiors, we're seeing a lot of people interested in white because it contrasts. So $10 is our opening bid. This is 6 inches, about 6.5 inches tall, and about 6 inches wide. And of course, we know it's Fenton because even though it's not marked, it has very even ruffles. They were very careful about their quality and the way they crimped this. So we are $10 is the opening bid if there's someone interested in this, because we are counting down here. And this one has no chips, cracks, or damage. All of the hobs are good. And so $10 is our opening bid if there is a bidder out there. And this piece, to me, I've just always liked these. I like the twist in the stem too. It's a little hard because our lights are bright. You don't really get the full effect, but it's got a nice little bit of a bend to the stem here. And so we have 13, 12. We are going once, folks. So if you're interested, this is your chance on this piece. We're going twice. And it looks like we do not have a bidder on this piece, so we're going to move on. Oh, at the last minute, we're waiting for bid end. And Sharon Carter got it for $10. Well, that was a great bargain, Sharon. That is coming to you, and thank you very much. And we will go on to the next bid, and that one is going to be for Rosie's Auction House to put up.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start right out with some fairy lamps. I've got 2 of them. You're going to have choice on either one of these. Remember, with me tonight, shipping is a flat $7 fee no matter how many items you get. So here we go. We have this one. This one is ruby. And we also have this one, which is in a lovely tangerine. They both are glow getters. So you'll see that great cadmium glow. And we're going to start this one out at $15 for choice. $15 for choice. You'll see that cadmium glow. So the timer is on, so bid quickly. We're going to have, you're going to have your choice of either one of these great mid-century beauties. They are fairy lamps. They are hobnail. Of course, these are well, that one does have a logo. They both have a logo. Okay, so they're from the 70s. So start us out, $15 for choice. When I do choice, I always reserve the option of just selling one, but we will sell at least one. We are starting at 15 for this lovely ruby one. And it has a beautiful yellow glow to it, or the tangerine, which seems to be my favorite color at the moment. I love tangerine. There is another name for this, probably colonial orange, but it is gorgeous. You're going to get your choice of fairy lamps. We'll
And
sell at least.
we have a bid currently. High bid is Bobby Jansky at 26.
All right, thanks, Bobby. So
Sarah's
you'll
in
get
at 26.
All
Sorry
right,
about that.
you'll get.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I can't see anything but myself on the camera, so feel free to just jump in there. You'll get choice of either one. Bidder will get the option of taking both. Okay. So here it is. We're going to call this Ruby.
And we've
Watch
got
that.
Kathy at 30 is our high bidder.
Okay. Look at that cadmium glow. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it is a beautiful kind of an orange color glow, or the tangerine. So you'll get your
We've got
choice.
Rebecca at 31. Get your final bids in, folks.
All right.
And we're going once, going twice, and we are gone bid end. And let's see who our winner is. Okay, Bobby Jansky at $33 is our high bidder. So I'm going to let you make your choice now.
Okay, and Bobby, can you email me, and maybe Zeno can post my email? Just email me a hello. That's all I need. Just email me a hello. I'll invoice you right on that same email. Okay, so let me know if you want the orange one or the red one. I also have another red one, so you can get a pair of those if you want. I actually have 3 of these.
Okay, Bobby wants the red.
Okay, he wants one red. Okay.
Bobby Jansky wants one red, and then our backup bidder was Sarah Wrinkle at 32. Sarah, are you interested in the orange, and are you willing to let it go, Heidi? That's the other question.
Yep. And I have one
Okay.
more red one.
Okay. Oh, you have a third red one.
Yes, I have 3 of them
Oh, I
altogether.
see. Okay, so Sarah, you have your choice of red or orange. Bobby just wants the one red.
Okay.
And yes, I'm sorry that you can't see the thing. We'll try to figure out how to make that. Okay, Sarah, there is a second red available, so I believe that is available to you if you want it.
Yep.
Okay, yes, she said she wanted red too. So Sarah Wrinkle also for the red. And she says she'll take it. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading the. We don't have a way to get the bid on while it's happening on the screen, and I'm reading it on my phone. So what I'll try to do is jump in maybe at the 1 minute mark and the 15-second mark and tell you where the bids are.
Okay. We have the orange one left. What was the winning bid again? What was the price? 33?
33, and our next bidder was Kathy Goods.
Oh, Kathy G. What are you thinking, Kathy? You want to take this one?
Let us
If
know,
Kathy has
Kathy, if that's for you. And Bobby says she sent the email, and Sarah's taking the red, and we're just waiting to see if Kathy is up for the orange. And Kathy
again.
says yes to the orange.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, George.
Okay, very good. And that's great. Okay, so we're pretty good here, other than we've got to figure out how to communicate where the bids are so that you'll know. So, like I said, I'll try to jump in at the 1 minute and the 15-second mark to update where the bids are because I realize you can't see that.
Okay.
Okay, so the next item that I have is actually this is choice, and they are a choice of bracelets. I'm going to hold both of them up. And these are both from about the 1970s, and they are your choice. We are starting the bid at $7. $7 is the opening bid on these, and there goes the timer. The one that we have here, somebody really loved it. You can tell it was worn because it has some evidence. It's 6 inches, actually a little more than six. It actually will fit on my wrist, and I have a slim wrist for a man, but it's for a woman, there's actually room to spare. So it's probably about a 6.5 inch. These are some sort of a pressed material. It's not turquoise, but they're just really fun. So $7. Anna Walker is our opening bidder, and the other choice is this one, which is a 1970s, and it's cloisonné. It's got the enameling. It's a pretty piece, and it is a similar size. It's got a nice safety chain. And if I can get my big man hands through here, which I can, but I won't, if I can do it, then somebody who has a lovely thin wrist can wear these as well. We're at $9 choice is the current bid. So $9 is our current bid. These are both, like I say, 1960s or 70s vintage. They came out of an estate in Louisiana, and I thought that they were just very pretty and something a little bit different. And so here we go. And thank you, Ruthie. Yes, if you can see your comments in the chat, you are subscribed and able to bid. Anna Walker, $10 is our current high bid, and it is choice between the two bracelets here. And they're just pretty, and they're different styles. They're both fun. This one could be worn formally or casually, I think. So for those of you who like, we've got Cindy Taylor at $11 as our current high bidder. This one has a nice safety chain on it. And we are at fair warning, folks, so get your last bids in because these are going to sell. And we're just waiting for our ultimate buyer here to find out. We're at $12. We've got two people at 12, so the first bidder gets it unless the other bidder comes in with a higher bid. And we're going, bid end. We're going to see where we are here. And we're just waiting for the bid end to come into the chat so that we know that that's happened. Let me see here, and there it is. So Anna Walker was our first bidder at $12, and so she gets first choice. Anna, if you'll let us know if you are interested in the cuff with the pressed blue flower, or if you are interested in the cloisonné piece, or both. First person gets a choice of either or both. So we're just waiting to see what Anna tells us about which one she wants, and then we'll go. She would like the cuff, so I believe that's this piece here. And I believe that leaves us with the cloisonné piece. Sarah Wrinkle, are you interested in this piece? You are the backup bidder. So we will wait to see if Sarah is interested in the cloisonné piece, and then we'll move on to the next item. And okay, she wanted the cup too, so we just have the one. And thank you very much, Anna. We're going to send that along to you. And Anna Walker, very good. And also, if you actually will go ahead with me, even if you think you already have my information, please do send to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com. and that will get me to generate the invoice and get everything ready for you. And we do combine shipping. So let's see what we have next from Rosie's Auction House.
Okay, everybody, I've got something that you're really going to love. Now, you've seen the Vanbriggle pottery being sold. I bet you haven't seen the Vanbriggle animals, and I have one set of little kittens here. Vanbriggle, I do not know much about the history of Vanbriggle. I know it's very popular pottery right now. It comes out of Colorado. Maybe George can tell us a little bit here as we get a few of the bids in. But these are Vanbriggle kittens. You are getting the pair of them, and the starting bid is $25. So $25, the starting bid. There is the hallmarks on the bottom, and you see this is from Colorado. And you've seen the pottery vases. You've seen some of the console bowls. The animals are particularly hard to find. And Vanbriggle is a pottery company, mid-century pottery company. I could only guess the years of these. Maybe George can help us out. I'm thinking they're probably from the 50s. But you're getting these delightful kittens. You're getting the pair.
Yes,
And
and
like I
they are
said,
definitely from the 50s, and they're very cute. They've got the Anna Van Briggle mark on the bottom, and the animals are unusual and hard to find. We currently have a high bid of $32 from Kathy G, and we have other bidders active, so get your bids in, folks.
yes, remember, this is a deal. This is a deal. This is something you're not going to find out there. And these, to get the pair together after all these years, a lot of times these pieces will go from auction house to garage sales to wherever they're going to go, and they get separated. And you are getting the pair together for one price.
Yes, and currently Lynn Combill at $40 is the high bidder. So they are definitely really cool and hard to find.
Look at that. Oh, you
Yes,
got just
very
about
nice.
45 seconds. Get in there. Don't miss out on these.
Yeah.
They're about 3 inches tall. The tallest one is. They're this beautiful mid-century yellow color, and just the simplicity of them make them so appealing.
Yes, and the yellow is a harder color to find too. I have to say I rarely come into these, so I think they're really neat. And Kathy at 45 is our current high bidder. This is your last chance, folks. Lynn at 50.
Get in there.
Lena, you can just bid. You're in the chat. We are going once, going twice. Last chance, folks. And we have, and our bid end comes in, and Cindy Taylor for $55. You are the winner of the Vanbriggle cats. And those are
Perfect.
really great.
Get it, George? Perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. Just get my email, send me hello. That's all you need to do, and we'll take care of the rest.
Oh, that's great. Well, I think we sort of have this worked out, at least that we can let you know that you're getting bids out there because you're bringing some neat stuff, and definitely I think people are going to be excited about it. So, well, I think just to do something different, I am actually going to move on to, let's see, we did some ceramic. Here we go. Since it's expected to be approximately a high temperature somewhere in the range of 150 degrees today in a lot of the United States and North America, I thought it would be nice to help you all cool down with a set of 1950s era aluminum sherbet glasses, and I have a set of four, and we are starting these at $10 is the starting bid. So $10 is your starting bid. These are from the 1950s. They are the colored aluminum, and we've got some pretty good colors here. We've got the purple, the red, the blue, and the gold, and these are in really great shape, and they have the liners that remove. So $10 is our opening bid. It's nice because these come out separately for washing and taking care. And if you ever were to break one, well, then they're easy to replace. Sharon Carter at $20 is our current high bidder. They're really in very clean condition. I'm very picky about these. And the nice thing is, unlike some of the beverage sets, these have not been reproduced. So you're not in danger of going into some store and seeing something that sort of looks like it. These are the real thing. Kathy G at 25 is our current high bidder. And like I say, it's the entire set of 4 for one price. I thought these were really neat. I got them recently when I was on the 400-mile sale. I haven't even put out the video, so these are pretty fresh to me. Our current bid is $30, Sharon Carter, for the set of 4 of these. Oh, yes, that makes my eyes look strange when I put that in front of there. They're just a lot of fun. I always wanted a set of these growing up, and my mom didn't want to spend the money, so I had to get my own as an adult as a collector. And you can keep track of, if you've got 4 grandkids, you can keep track of which one gets what ice cream by having a set. Kathy G at 35 is our current high bidder. And so, yeah, they're just very delightful. Sharon Carter at 40 for this set of these. I just thought they were very pretty, and I don't see these as much as I see the beverage sets, surprisingly enough. So they're just fun. The colors are great. And the nice thing is they have a glass liner, so if you worry about eating off of aluminum, well, you're not. So this is a good thing. And we are right close to the end of the bids, folks. We're going once. We are going twice, and we are sold and waiting for that bid end to come in. And we're just going to wait for that to come up. And Kathy G for $45, you are the high bidder, and thank you very much. All right, let's see what we have coming from Michigan next.
Yeah. Way to go, Kathy G. She's from our Facebook community. Okay, so next up, in honor of our convention in Marietta coming up here next month, we talked about it earlier, we're going to do a couple of Fenton glass pets. So the first one we have here is in this beautiful green. This one is called Carnation, and it has a little brass butterfly on it with the original Fenton sticker. And this one is hand painted by Kim Anderson. And if you don't like the bear, then you have a second choice, which is this little, I call him a little sweet tweet. He's a little short-tailed bird, and he's elaborately decorated and airbrushed. And this is B. Landowski. If I pronounce that wrong, forgive me. We're going to start these out at $15. $15, you will get choice. Here is the little sweet tweet. Now he's got a little airbrushing on him, so you're going to see a little bit of color here. It's a little golden spray. The light might be drowning it out. But he is beautifully painted with little tiny violets. And here is the signature of the artist. Fenton called them decorators. I refer to them as artists. And then here we have Carnation. And this bear is green. Let me see if I put some light underneath him. This bear is green. Now, when we do choice, I'll sell at least one, okay? This bear is green. It's like a willow green. And he has a carnation with a little butterfly on his paw. So get your bids in there. There's a 2-minute limit on your bids, so get them in as quick as you can. You're going to get choice.
And we're currently at $18. Rebecca T is the high bidder. Now, these were expensive when new, and they're not necessarily that easy to find. And the violets would look great if you collect Fenton's violets in the snow. So these are nice pieces. We've got Bobby Jansky at $20 currently, and it is your choice.
Yes, and if this is the only thing you buy from me today, I can send this for $3 first class. So just consider that when bidding. And this is a little sweet tweet. Very collectible. You will get your choice.
We've got Corinne K at 22 is our high bidder. Someone's going to get a deal, folks.
Yes, when I put up choice, I will at least always be on the hook for one, okay? So let's see where we're at. 23 with Bobby.
And 25 with Sarah.
There you go. Thank you, Sarah.
Last chance, folks. Let's get those bids in. These are great pieces, and they're very well priced. And
26
we've got Bobby at 26.
Oh, I'm sorry, George. I'm so used to it.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. As long as it's up there where you can see it, I want you to do. So, yes. Okay, it looks like Cindy Taylor at $27 is the high bidder. So she gets choice, and then you get to choose whether you want to hold on to the other one for the convention or let someone else have it.
I'm so excited to be here today with you, George. I'll let him go. So bidder can take one or two, and our backup bidder gets a choice on the second one, whichever one is left. If the backup bidder doesn't want it, it's up for grabs. So Cindy, Would you like the bird, the sweet tweet, or the
She
bear?
said both. She'll take
All
both.
right, you got him. You got him, Cindy. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, those were really neat. And actually, just so you know, the color looked great on the bird and we could see it. So that was very good. I'm going to sell something a little different this time, at least different from glass, because it's nice to mix it up a little bit. So I think my next choice here will be, and this is going to be completely different, but I think that they're a lot of fun. And what I have is the choice of two molas. And these are the weavings that are done by a tribe in Panama, and they are very colorful, they're very collectible, and these are going to start at $10 each choice. And so $10 is the starting bid on the molas. We have the one in my hand here. This one I'm calling maroon. It's a little hard to see. It's actually a little deeper red. The light's kind of making it seem similar to the other one. This one's more of a true red in the background. $10 each on the molas. These have been very popular lately. A lot of people are using them to sew into clothing and to use in other ways or to just frame and display, which is how you typically see them. This is at Lynn Comble at $10 is our opening bidder, and it is choice between the two. The tribe that makes these, a lot of those folks are actually moving to the cities and getting factory jobs, and so it's becoming more of a lost art. And they are definitely very collectible. This is a tribe out of Panama. It's the only place in the world they make these. You notice that they have the same on both sides, so you could actually do something small that if you wanted to have the same figure on both sides, like anything from a book cover to, gosh, people use these in all sorts of different ways. Bobby Jansky is at $11, and $11 is our current high bid, and it will be choice between the two of those. This one is an, whoops, animal effigy figure here, and this one is more like some sort of a strikes me as a bird figure. I can't say that I know the traditions well enough to speak to what they're trying to depict in these. I just know that they're colorful and fun. We have a $12 bid currently, $14 now. Bobby Jansky is our current high bidder on choice for these. And we're winding it down here, folks. So we're about at fair warning. If you are interested in these, and yes, this is an insanely good price for those who know these, they usually sell for quite a bit more. So this is a great chance to get them at a good bargain. $15 is our high bid, and we are going once, we are going twice, and we are going gone. And there's the sound, and we're going to have our bid end here in just a moment. And Bobby Jansky at $18, you are the high bidder. Are you interested in one or both? Let us know. And we'll, if Bobby is not interested in both, then we will let the backup bidder have the option of the other piece. But I have to say, usually people seem to take both if they like these because they're really not that commonly found anymore. And she does want both, so thank you very much. Those are both coming to you. And let's hand it off and see what we have next from Rosie's auction house.
Okay, so I have a beautiful piece of Weller pottery here. Now, this is a mid century green, you know the color, just awesome. It has a scene on the front, which is cool. But what I love is the beautiful hallmark on the bottom, very pronounced. It says since 1872, and it has the mold number. It is beautiful. I'm going to start this one at $20. It is Weller, mid century Weller. So a bid quickly. Now remember, we're only on 2 minutes here, so you got to get your bids in quick. A lot of times, if you wanted to go up $5, $10 bids, do it because you know there's a little bit of a lag, and you want to get your bids in. Beautiful. Look at the scenery, and it's just gorgeous. These trees are actually raised, and the color is a soft green.
And the
Very
glaze is a nice soft feel too, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. And there is the bottom.
And
It
we
has
currently
stood.
have Sandy at 25.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this for you. It's about 6 inches tall, and across it's about 6 inches. It's a beautiful soft green, and it's stood the test of time. I don't see any issues with it anywhere. And it is Weller pottery. There it is, since 1872. Can you imagine that?
That is beautiful, and that's an unusual one. You don't see that scenic panel. That's I think it's 1930s when they were doing that signature and that mold, and it's just a really different piece.
All right. So we've got about 45 seconds left. Get your bids in. There's no
And
just in cases today.
we've got Corinne at 35.
All right. 35 is bid. You'll really enjoy this piece. And if you're a new collector to Weller, this is a great piece to get started with.
It is. It's really nice. It's an unusual piece. The scene is really not something that I've seen before. I think that's a hard one to find. We've got Carol at 38, folks. It's your last chance now.
All right. Get your bids in. Get them in quick.
And we're going once, twice, and sold. And here we go with the bid in. And it looks like LaDonna Durbin at $49 is our high bidder for that piece. And I think that's a wonderful piece for the price. And she's LaDonna has a really great collection and cool stuff. And this is going to add to it very nicely.
Okay, LaDonna, just make sure you get my email and send me a hello. That's all you need to do.
All right, well, I'm going to do choice here as on this one, and these are, as they were affectionately called in the industry, glass novelties. And we're going to see things. They're both American made, but they both have labels, but they're both different. And it is going to be choice. The starting bid on these is $7. Excuse me, I just went through puberty again. $7 choice. And this is between the Fenton shoe in the Amberina or the Bluebird of Happiness. And they both have their labels. Let's look at the Bluebird first. It has the Bluebird of Happiness label and the etch signature. It's nice to have both of those things. $7 is bid by Cindy Taylor. Now we're at 10 with Debbie Swift. And the Fenton piece is the buttons and bows, the high boot, the Victorian style boot, and it's got the Fenton paper label in there because this is before they marked these items. So this one is likely to be from the 1960s with that label. And we are at, let's see here, there we go. If we can, let me turn those around so that we can see them both at the same time. There we are. So our current high bid is $10, and we are looking for a bid over $10, and it is your choice of these two items. Donald Kitchen, you put in K10, and I'm not sure what that means. So I don't know if that's a bid or not. But Debbie Swift is our current high bidder at $10. It is your choice. The name and year on the Bluebird. The Bluebird is marked. It's 2000, and it is the, oh boy, I can't really completely, Lullyard, I think, is the signature on it. I'm going to see if I can hold it up where you can see it for yourself better. Okay, $12 is the bid from Donald. There, hopefully you can see that signature if I tip it this way so that you know what you're getting. I know that there are different signatures and that some people are starting to understand and collect that. Leo Ward, thank you, LaDonna. I thought it was Leo Ward, but I just couldn't. He scribbled it all together on that one. $12, and we're going close, folks. We've got two $12 bids. Who's going to get it? Going, and gone. Here's the bid end. And at the last minute, our high bidder is Rebecca T. So Rebecca, tell us which one of these or both that you would like to have, and then we will offer the other one to our backup bidder. Rebecca, you bid $13. You are the high bidder on this, and just waiting to see which item or one or both that you are interested in having for your collection. So we will wait for that in the chat for just a moment. And you would like the Fenton boot. Okay, very good, Rebecca. The Fenton boot is yours. Our backup bidder was Cindy Taylor for the, let me get this out of my face. Cindy Taylor at $13. Are you interested in the Bluebird? Because it is still available for you. And we'll just wait. And she'd like the bird. So, well, that was easy. Very good. I think you got some nice deals there, and thank you very.
I bought a collection out of New York, and it had the most phenomenal glass in it. And we've got a couple paperweights here that I think you're going to love. One of them is marked Black Sheep Studio. The other one has got a signature on it. I have tried and cannot read it. This one right here does not. Has a signature. This one has. Wait a minute. This one's Black Sheep Studio, the pink one. So you're going to get choice. And like I said this morning on my 10 at 10 sale, there's nothing in this collection that I would say is worth less than $50. He was an avid collector, knew his glass. We're going to start these paperweights out at $20 for choice. I'll sell at least one. Okay. And so this is the one that is signed. This is the one that is signed, but it is, I can't read it. It's so hard to read paperweight names. It drives me nuts. So look at the swirling in this. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like messenger or something. I don't know. This one is the Black Sheep Studios. And this one I'm going to show you with it without the light. Look at this. It's absolutely amazing. Hi, Swifty. 22 is bid. It is amazing. Full little bubbles. And as you look at it in the light, you'll see it just is awesome. And to put a little light under this for a little ambiance in a room, it would make an excellent little night light. So this is the Black Sheep Studio, and this is the other signed piece. Both very good quality paperweights. We'll sell at least one. We'll see what the final bid is, and then we'll decide. It's almost 4 inches on both of them. And they are just beautiful. You cannot go wrong on these. These are going to be something that are investment pieces. And you do the research on this one. And I can tell you just by dealing with this man's collections for several months now, he collected quality. So one is
It
signed
definitely
Black.
shows.
Yes, aren't they beautiful, George?
They really are. Yeah, I think they're very well controlled.
Yes. We have 25 with Kathy G. This one's got greens and blues and purples. Now remember, there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. So if you're sitting back there thinking, oh, I'd give 35 for those, or I'd give 30, don't hesitate. You don't want to miss it for just $1. Okay, Swifty's in at 26. You get your choice of either one of those beautiful paperweights. Swifty's in at 26.
Yeah, we've got a tie bid. So, okay, Sarah at 28. This is your last chance, folks.
Grab them.
And here we go. Okay, LaDonna Durbin gets in at the last second with a $35 bid. So LaDonna, we'll have her hold those up, and you can tell us which, either or both.
The pink one or the darker one? You can have either one or both. That's correct. They're
Just
both.
wait for that. She would like the Black Sheep.
Okay, so she takes the pink. So I don't know who our backup bidder is, Zeno or George. Let us know who the backup bidder is. Kathy G, would you like the other one, sweetie pie? And what was that bid? What was the winning bid? 35, George?
35.
All right. So Kathy, would you like this one for 35?
And she says yes.
All right, thank you very much. You got it.
Well, that's great. Well, I've got a piece coming up here that is a true antique, and it's got an interesting backstory. And let me hold it up and show you. The starting bid on this piece, which is marked Amphora from Czechoslovakia, is $15. 15 is our starting bid. And I'm going to show you that mark a little closer here. This is, it's marked Czechoslovakia, and you notice they hyphenate between the two. So this is right when Czechoslovakia is first a country, which is 1918. Amphora was made in the Victorian era, this sort of ceramic, and then into the early 1900s. So this is a fairly late piece of amphora. but a very early piece of Czech pottery because they had just formed as a country. And I love that they did, this is a complicated glaze, to do a matte glaze with this sort of effect and then do these glossy glazes. It meant that they had to fire it a few different times to be able to get both the gloss and this matte background together. We have Cindy Taylor at $21, and it is a cabinet piece, meaning that it does not have a design on the back. It could certainly be used to put water or milk on the table if you wanted to use it, but it's really just a very pretty spring piece. We've got the butterfly flying to that rose there. The detail's really nice. It's all hand painted under the glaze. And LaDonna said that she's never seen that, John Drumheller, and I agree. I have not seen this piece anywhere else either. I got this in the Northwest, and it's taken me a while to let go of it, but I finally decided that this was the time. So 21 is our current high bid. That's a real bargain for a piece of amphora. I think that if you folks look up amphora real quickly, even a reseller might be able to pick it up at that price. We've got Sarah at 25. It's about 7 inches tall and about 6 inches wide with that roundness there. Christine Smith at $30 is our current high bidder. And it's interesting because this has a nice, it's got just a little texture to it when you feel it. So it really makes the design pop out. Patty Shinkaruk at $35 is our high bidder, and this is your last chance. And yes, you do have to bid quickly on these, John. 36 for Sarah, going, gone. We're going to put in the bid end and see who gets this. And at the last minute, Lynn Combell comes in at $40 and takes it away. Well, thank you very much, Lynn. And that's a lovely piece. I'm glad that you're getting it. All right. And let's see what else we have coming the other way.
Okay, I'm going to try this today. I don't know if there's a market for it out here, but I have this beautiful Fenton Epern, and it is going to start. Look at this. Now this is the full-size diamond lace Epern. I'm gonna take one of the horns out to show you the pattern. So anticipate in your mind what you're willing to pay for this, because there's only 2 minutes. It's silver crest. This is going to start at $125. $125 is our starting bid. This is the full-size Epern, 11 inches tall, the diamond lace pattern.
Yeah,
125 to start.
that is a beauty and worth every penny and more. I've certainly seen them priced, oh gosh, as much as almost double that. It's a great pattern, and that silver crest, it's, yeah, they are a real stunner.
It's 11 inches tall. I'm taking the horns out to show you the bowl so you can see the pattern. Here is the pattern, the beautiful diamond lace. This is so versatile. If you're a mid-century collector, it'll work. If you are a contemporary collector, it'll work, because the color will go with absolutely everything. And you can use it for every holiday because it is such a neutral color, and it's beautiful ivory and silver crest. It is a full-size Epern, nearly a foot tall. You're getting all 3 horns. It is in wonderful condition. And this is the lace diamond silver crest Epern. Isn't it beautiful? I'm just going to hold it up here.
It is gorgeous.
That's
really a fine piece. I have never owned one of those. The Eperns are actually harder to get at prices like this than you think. So if any of you out there are interested in this, this would be the time to get one, because you're not going to find it for less.
Yes. It is beautiful. Don't hesitate here. 11 and almost 12 inches.
And we are 125 starting. I'll put that in the chat. And yes, everyone's saying it's a steal, but we need someone to steal it. So if you folks are interested, now's your chance.
Yes, get in there.
And we have Cindy Taylor at 125.
Okay.
And Sharon Carter at 130.
Let's see where we end up.
And at the very end, Kathy G gets in at 135. So I think you got yourself a wonderful piece for the price, Kathy. That is just a gorgeous set, and the condition's really good. So often I see those where someone's dumped the horn out and broken it and re-glued it. So to get it in good shape, Yeah, that's a
Okay.
wonderful piece. And thank you for bringing that. I was really
You're
looking
welcome.
forward to seeing that piece.
Thanks, Kathy G.
Okay, well, since we're having fun with glass, if you are thinking ahead towards Christmas and you have a lovely piece of milk glass like this, you might need something to put with it. And so I am going to offer this piece next, and it is the Ruby Moon and Stars Footed Bowl. And this is starting at we're going to start this at $12. So a low starting price on this. And there is our opening. So $12 is our starting bid on this. It's got a really nice foot on it. It is 7 inches wide by about 5 inches tall. And it's, boy, the light is so strong in here that you're seeing it as sort of more of a pigeon blood, but it is a true deep ruby. Debbie Swift at $15 is our opening bid. And it is actually a real ruby color, much more than you can tell in the light here. It is just a deep, true red. And the red was always more expensive. When Ellie Smith made this back in the 60s, it commanded a premium. You had to pay about 10% more. We've got Rebecca T at $22. It is a very rich color. And it's just a beautiful piece. And I don't see the footed bowl as much as I see some of the other pieces. We see the canisters and we see candlesticks and we see the baskets, but for some reason the footed bowl doesn't seem like it's out there as much. And it really is hard to do justice to the true color of this because I'd have to have the light coming from the other direction. But it is really a lovely piece. And we're at $22. $23 now. Sharon Carter is our high bidder. It's in perfect shape, no chips, cracks, or damage. I got this in Eastern Kentucky. This also hasn't even been in a video yet. This is all very fresh stock, so you're getting to see it first, which makes me happy. And it is a pretty piece. I just always have liked this pattern for its weight and substantial feeling. You know, they weren't worrying about transportation costs back then, so they made big, heavy pieces that have stood the test of time. Patty Shinkaruk at $35 is our current high bidder. And I don't blame her because that's a really, really pretty piece. And again, we're shipping from Kentucky, so that'll give you an idea. And we're at the last here. We are going once, we are going twice, and we are going to be sold and bid in. And it looks like it's going to Patty unless someone jumps in at the last second here. And that's right. So, Patty, for $35, that's yours. And thank you very much. Very pretty piece.
So here we go. This is cool. Hang on to your seats because you're not going to believe this. So we had the Vanbriggle kittens earlier. I have another Vanbriggle pet. This is a turtle. And I'll show it to you before I give you the starting bids. This is a turtle box. Look at this. So this has all the hallmarks down there. Vanbriggle out of Colorado. And you see the little felts on the feet there. Here is the top of the shell. So consider what you want to bid right now. I'm going to measure it for you, and then I'll give you the starting bid. So from head to the tippy part of his tail, he's about 7 inches. And this beautiful Vanbriggle turtle will start at only 35. Only 35. And here we go. It is gorgeous. I've never seen one. Probably will never see one again. I just took, there's a little tape residue off the top. They had the lid taped on there. And he is gorgeous. Look at the I don't know if you want to call that drip wear. I don't know what that is, but the color is also. I'm bringing some bangers on. You're right, Spruce. Hey, I came for the party. Here we go. So it's gorgeous. You've seen a lot of vases, but I don't know as you've seen the animals. So I have decided to bring these out. Now there's, like I said, I just took this top off. I thought right before the sale, I better check it and make sure that there's no issues with it at all. And there isn't. And he is gorgeous. Debbie from Chicago, I see your $40 bid. Get your bid in there now. There's only about a minute left. Look at the color on the shell. It is
Yes,
absolutely
such a
gorgeous.
great color. I love that two-toning, the way they do that. And that was, again, that was complicated. It wasn't that easy for them to make that piece. And you do not see the turtle box much at all. And we've got Beth at 42 as our high bidder.
It's in great shape. It's in great shape. There is the Vanbriggle mark on the bottom. It is just gorgeous. You will love this. If you collect it all or if you want to start a collection, here you go. You're not going to get a nicer piece. It's the turtle. Debbie from Chicago, 45. Get your bids in. Less than 15 seconds now. Get them in. You don't want to miss it. Don't lose it for $1. Don't lose it for $5. Jump in there. He is awesome.
And
$7
here we
shipping at
go.
opening tonight or this afternoon. All right. Boom. I love that. I need a
And
magic wand.
yes, I like the bell too. And at the very end, LaDonna Durbin got in with the first $50 bid, and so she is the winner. What a great piece.
Okay.
That is really cool and very exciting. It's really neat to see. Yeah, it's really neat to see some unusual pieces of Vanbriggle come in because the figural pieces, just animals in particular, you actually see a lot more of the human figures, which are beautiful, but these are unusual pieces. It's great to have them. Let's see. I think for fun, I will do, yeah, I'll do another piece of glass in the next one. And this one is big and it's green and it's swung and it's so big I'm going to have to sit way back for you to see it. This is Ellie Smith and it is starting at $30. It is 17 and a half inches tall. It is the swung ewer. So $30 is our opening bid on this piece. And this one is the one that is made with the candle holder in the bottom. So you see that little notch right there. So you can use this for a candle if you want. It's certainly something that is just sculptural and beautiful and a lot of fun. Let me see if I can get it over where you can see it better. It's just so tall. And here we go. There's that. There's the piece for you. It's going to look great when you can see the whole thing. It's just so big. $30 is the starting bid on this. And it is a very pretty color of green. It will show a little better when I bring it up here. There's your green color on it. They would actually do this. They had to pull both sides and then fold the handle over to make this when they were doing it. It's such a great shape. I agree. I just really have always liked this piece. Ellie Smith actually copied a lot of what Viking Glass was doing, and Viking sued them, and the judge said, nope, their items are different enough because Ellie Smith had theirs on a base, and Viking did not. And so they were allowed to keep making these. And that's just really cool. So $30, if we've got any modernist glass collectors in the house, is the opening bid on this. They typically sell for about twice that online these days, plus shipping. So I think that it's a great deal if there's anyone out there who is looking for one of these. And Patty at $30 is our opening bidder. Thank you for that. I found this just recently and it's in very good shape. No chips or cracks. The important thing on this is to make sure the handle is attached solidly. So if you pick it up by that, it will hold. And yes, it is a very good price actually for anyone who doesn't have this piece. This is going to go, and here's your last chance. $30 is our current bid, and we are going once. We are going twice, and we are about to sell this, and it looks like it's going to go. Oh, last minute bid comes in, a couple of them, and let's see who gets this piece. It is Leslie R. at $31. You got a good deal there, Leslie, and I hope you really enjoy it. And I know you're new to me, so please do send your information. The way I do it, honestly, is I'd like you to just send your information as if you've never seen me before, even if you bid before. And that way I'll be able to make sure I've got everything I need to get you your item. And I will be probably shipping and invoicing this tonight and invoicing tomorrow because it's really hot in the garage where I do the shipping right now.
And I agree. Even if I have done business with you in the past, if if it's been 2 weeks ago, I may have forgotten your YouTube name with your PayPal name. So it's always a good idea just to copy the email address, screenshot it, send us an okay, a hello, just so we have your information. All right. So my next piece, and I did not do very much research on this. Do I
Oh, I'm
need to
sorry. Real
bid?
quickly, I'm sorry. Let me jump in here. No, Sparkle Flare, if you are in the chat, that means you're subscribed and that's what you need to be able to bid. So you can bid on anything. If you're active in the chat, you are able to bid.
Yes. Okay. So this is a beautiful Roseville vase, and George might be able to help me with the design here. It's 169-8. I actually
Yes,
just
that's
grabbed this. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's peony.
It's peony. Okay. I actually grabbed this out of my barn. This was a grab and go for the sale this afternoon. There's been no advertising on it. We're going to start this beautiful Roseville vase. We're going to start it for 35. It's double handled. It's the peony vase, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at the design. I love it. It's so mid-century. George, what time period are you thinking this? 40s, 30s?
Yeah, they did these from about 1930 to about 1945, and peony was very popular and lasted pretty much the whole production line.
Yes, it is gorgeous. I love Roseville. That's what I started out selling. My grandmother, we talked about it earlier in the show. When I was 18, I sold her collection, and it was Roseville. I've fallen in love with it ever since. Uh, it's very difficult to find these pieces in wonderful shape because pottery is really quite fragile. And this is in wonderful shape, and it is a little over 8 inches across, and it's beautiful. I love the muted colors. Such a classic design. It's just I don't know. It's just gorgeous. All right,
Yeah,
we have just under a minute left, so get in there.
yeah, I've always liked that texturing in the background too. It really makes the flowers pop, and it gave it a very deco feel for the
Yeah,
era.
definitely. Thank you, Sharon, for your bid. 55 is bid. It is beautiful. You're getting down there to where there's about 30 seconds, so you shouldn't be hesitating at this point. If you feel it's a good deal, jump in. You don't want to have that lag get you. So we have 57 with Sandy Spiff. 57 is bid. It is beautiful. Look at the lines in this. You're going to enjoy this piece a lot. You really are. 12 seconds, 10 seconds, get in there. Sharon Carter's at 60. Don't hesitate now. There we go.
There's our bid end, and it looks like our winner is Christine Smith for $66. And
Hey, she's my Pete.
that is a wonderful
Thank you,
piece.
Christine.
Ah,
Thank you,
that's great.
Christine. All right.
Very nice pieces. Well, I'm going to put up one more item that is a true antique next. And this one is going to be this opalescent pattern glass bowl. This dates to about 1910, and the opening bid on this is just $10. $10 is the starting bid, folks. And I have to be honest, I just got this piece. There's so many patterns in pattern glass. I don't know if Heidi, off the top of your head, if you recognize this pattern. I did not even take time to look it up because I just got it. But I just think it's very pretty in any event. Debbie Swift at 15 is the current high bidder. Corrine is also in at 15, but the first person to make the bid is the one who gets it. So now Donald Kitchen is at 20. It's just got a really nice design to it, and I just have always liked opalescent glass. It does not have any chips, cracks, or damage. They would put a chemical in this when they made it so that it would go opal on the edges. And so it was something a little bit more complicated. And Wendy N, I'm sorry you're in at 10, but we already have a bid of 20. So Donald at $20 is our current high bidder. This is about 8 inches across. And yeah, I really love it too, Fatbirds. I think it's very pretty. Now, Patty at 25 is our high bidder. Now, don't be fooled. I took a black light to this, and not all of these colors, especially the older ones, they don't always have the uranium in it. This one did not fluoresce under a black light. Maker Cindy, I've got to be honest, I should know this, and I didn't take time to look. The foot and the bottom puts me in mind of Heisey, but I don't think it's one of theirs. because there isn't the diamond H in the middle. I don't think it's Northwood because it's not the way that they usually did things. So I'm leaning towards possibly Heisey, but I haven't done the research. So that will be up to the person who wins this. And Patty, you're at $25, and we're getting towards the end, folks. If anyone else is interested in this, please let us know. This is your last chance. I just think it's very pretty and striking, and I think that you're going to really enjoy it. And it looks like we have our bid end coming, and our high bidder is Patty Shinkaruk. Imperial. Thank you, Blackberry Thistle Tea. I appreciate that. I would not have recognized that bottom as Imperial, so that's good information. Thank you for that. And thank you, Patty. You are getting a lovely piece of Imperial glass, and now we all know.
All right. So I got this piece, and now I'm a little different in the fact that I really don't have a smartphone to look up values and everything, but I looked this up on my PC because I thought it was unusual. It came from that glass estate from the East Coast, and it is unusual. In fact, it is a Murano frog. Now, this is a Lucio Zanetti. I don't know if that rings a bell, George. It's
Yes, I just sold two pieces by him, and he is actually a very well-regarded Murano artist.
Yes, he is a Murano artist. This frog listed for 550, and I can't remember where now. Worth Point, I don't know where it was. It is mid-century Murano, and Mr. Zanetti, Lucio, or whatever his name is, he is the actual grandfather that started the business. They had their own glass factory in Murano, and this frog, believe it or not, is signed. Okay, so it is signed Zanetti. I'm going to start it at $50. Uh,
Wow,
yeah,
that's a
I'm going to
great
start it at
deal.
$50. And you can see I did my research on it. It's been a couple weeks. There's his name. So this is an investment piece. I'm kind of celebrating being here with George today. So I'm giving you a good deal if you want to resell it. If you want to start a collection, it is absolutely awesome.
Sharon knows
80.
this artist. I see her in at $80.
Yes, this is a great deal. This would be a great deal at 250. It is quality all the way, and this was made by the grandfather. And I don't know how you pronounce that name. You got it. You see it. Zanetti. All right. Swifty's in at 81.
And
Now let
yes,
me measure it.
this is a really good designer, and you have done the research recently, and yes, they can sell for hundreds of dollars, folks.
Yes. So it's 5 inches tall, and it is about 6 inches across. We have $100 bid. Now you're about halfway through, so get your bids in there if you're interested. These do not come around every day. And there's a lot of reproduction Murano out there. This is the real deal. And this came from a glass house this is the grandfather, Zanetti. His son actually ran it after him, and then his grandson. I don't know if they're still in business. I can't remember.
They are.
But they are. Okay. We have $100 with Sharon Carter. Jump in there. He is gorgeous.
Patty at 110.
All right. Patty's
This
at
is
110.
the last chance, folks.
Yeah, get in there. Don't regret it. All right.
Oh, here we go. And a lot of active bidding right at the end, but our winner is Christine Smith at 126.
All right. Thanks, Christine.
And yes, Critter Girl, I think frogs are wonderful, and I knew you were keeping them as pets when I got to meet you. You talked about that; it was so cool. We've had a lot of frogs here this year, which is a good sign. It's they say that as frogs go, so goes the environment. So, all right. Wow, some really fun stuff. I'm so glad that you brought such neat things. I'm going to put up something a little more modest, but this is going to be choice for those of you who are jewelry fans. It's going to be a choice of earrings, and I have a pair from the 50s, and I have a pair that is made from older turquoise but is recently assembled. And they are choice, and they are starting at $7 choice. So $7 is the opening bid, and I'll show you them one at a time so that you know what your choice is here. Well, let's see if I don't drop it. Okay, here we go. So these are on silver wire. They were repurposed from an old turquoise bead strand that had fallen apart. And let me see if I can put that where you can see it a little bit better against my hand there. It's got a nice silver feather attached to it and a little medallion at the bottom. So this is pair number one. And again, $7 is the opening bid. And then our other pair are these 1950s. These are clip-ons. The clips work really well, and they're just really, boy, they're so sparkly that the light, let me turn them so you can see the crystals a little better. $7 is choice on these. We have a $7 bid from Joanne Johnson, and they're just very pretty. These were made for when women had shorter hair so that they would really dangle, although they're big enough drops that now you can wear that with a long hairstyle as well. Beth Kemper at $8 is our current high bidder, and it's going to be your choice between the rhinestone or the turquoise. So Beth at $8, our current high bidder. We'll show you these again a little bit more separate. I'm going to have to do something about jewelry cards for these sales, but in the meantime, there's what they look like. Let me hold them out of the way of things so that you can see. $8 choice is the current high bid, and we have our choice between those or the 1950s rhinestones, folks. So there you go. Our light's very bright so you don't see, but the feathers actually have really good detail. $12 now at choice is our high bid. So $12, last chance. Thank you, Ruthie. You're right, because we are going once. And Mike, hey, you've got a bid over 12. Going once, going twice. And we are gone and at bid end. Let's see who our high bidder is. And at the last minute, we have Joanne Johnson at $16. If you'll tell us which or either or both, and it is choice, there's either, I'll just hold one of each so you can see what you're choosing. It's either the 1950s rhinestone or the wildly swinging ones there. So yes, and I'm sorry, Mike, hey, about the lag. Do refresh often. We encourage people just bid what you feel like you're willing to pay for it because then you don't have to worry about beating the clock. So Joanne, if you'll let us know which you are interested in, we will put them aside for you, and then we'll see if we have if the other person wants the other pair. Let's see here. Okay. Just need to know, Joanne, from you, if you get a chance to pop that into the chat, which of these or both that you're taking. And the blue, okay, the turquoise is going to Joanne Johnson. So my K, you were the backup bidder. If you are interested in the rhinestone, we will sell these to you. So let us know in the comments if these are of interest to you. They're nice clips, and they would be good with actually, they wear with just about anything. So let us know, Mike, hey, if you're interested in these, and then we'll move along and you'll pass. Okay, very good. Well, we will send the turquoise ones where they're going, and let's go back to Michigan.
Okay, so we were talking about the Fenton show coming up at the end of July that George will be with us. So let's do another piece of Fenton. This is a showy piece. We sold the bigger apern earlier. We're now going to sell an apartment apern. So apartment aprons are a nice little size. These are about 8 inches. This one is actually a willow color, and it is opalized. It has the original Fenton sticker on it. It is in perfect shape. This came out of an estate in Marysville, Tennessee. It is in wonderful shape. This gal had about at least 100 eperns, all of different time eras, and this one is the Fenton apartment apern. So we're going to start this one out at 125. 125 is our start. Now this green is always difficult to photograph, but it is a willow green, which is kind of like a sea green. It's just a beautiful color. And what's nice about these apartment size aprons is they'll fit anywhere. I mean, they're nice they're nice sizes. Like I said, they're about 7.5, 8 inches tall, and they're then again that wide. So here are the horns, and it's in perfect shape. A lot of times you'll get a lot of chipping and stuff on the horns. This one does not. It has the original Fenton sticker on the bottom of it, and 125 to start it. Of course, the smaller apartment size Eperns are a little bit more sought after because of the space they take up. Sometimes smaller is better, huh?
Yes.
All right. So 125 to start it. Beautiful willow green. Thank you, Sarah. I see your starting bid. Appreciate that. It is gorgeous. There's about a minute left, so get your bids in. It is a willow opal, which sometimes the cameras have trouble focusing on the real shades of green. I don't know why. It seems to be greens are the most difficult thing to photograph, but it is a lovely irid green, and it's a soft green. So 125 is bid. Remember, my shipping is a flat $7 no matter how many items you bought today. And if you visit me on my channel and buy more, it's only a couple dollars a night or a day. He wants to turn the light off to show you. Look at that. Maybe that'll capture it a little bit better. It's not blue. It's a willow green.
Yeah, it's got green, big kind of green.
130, Sarah?
A black thing on it?
No, go ahead and flip the light on. It is green. Here it is. All right. Let's see where we ended up.
Okay, we had a couple of last minute bids, and it looks like Cindy Taylor at 135 is going to be the new owner of that very, very beautiful. And yes, it will be a little greener when you see it because there is something about those colors. I remember when I first started in this business, we were doing an antique quarterly newspaper, and only the cover was in color. And
Mm-hmm.
we had the hardest time capturing those shades of green and blue. And even when you did it in black and white, like we tried to take pictures of jadeite glass and it would be like it just disappeared. There's something about those shades that is, and I know colorblind people have trouble with that. So there's something about that that just makes it hard to really see. So I think you're going to be really pleased when you get it. That was a great piece. All right. Well, I have a choice here. And we're going to have some fun again because we obviously we've been talking glass and we like glass, so we brought a lot. These are going to be a choice of two different bells, and the choice starts at $10. So $10 is the starting bid. This one, and gee, they ring like a bell. The one in this hand, the orange one, is Fenton, and this is buttons and bows, similar to the shoe that I sold earlier. This one is actually an amberina. You can see the yellow in the handle of the bell. And so it is actually amberina rather than just a pure orange, which gives it a little bit of extra design. Again, we're starting this at $10 choice. The other one is Pilgrim glass. This one is Pilgrim's cranberry, and this was something they started really doing a lot of cranberry glass in 1968. They decided it was a direction for them to go because it cost more to do, and the other companies didn't like to do it. So they started doing cranberry in earnest. And so this one is going to date to about 1980. So it is your choice of bells. $10 each is the opening bid, and they are very pretty, and you can certainly have a lot of fun with them. You can ring people to the dinner table. They have a very nice sound, or you can let your grandkids drive their parents nuts with them. So you could send them home with them. I've always liked them. I think that the quality is really good, and you can see here it's got the original clacker, which is metal, as is this one. You can see a little difference there. They would cement them in later in time. In the old days, they actually had to make a hook that they could hang them on. So this one's 1960s. Great for summoning the maid and butler, yes. And if you don't have one, well, you can designate one, and this will be their call. And then you'll probably need another bell. So $10 each opening bid. If anyone is interested, this is your last chance. Otherwise, we'll move on to other things. And we have $12 from Patty, and she is our opening bidder. if there's anyone else out there, it's your chance. Otherwise, Patty's going to steal these, and she's going to have her choice of one or both. Going, going, gone. And so, Patty, let us know if you would, if you are interested in the Fenton piece or the Pilgrim piece, or both pieces. They are available to you because you are the high bidder. And we'll just wait for a moment to find out which which one or ones that Patty is interested in, and then we'll go on. And we've got both. Thank you. Very good, Patty. I think that was a very good buy. I think you'll enjoy those. And if you have a whole, I had a client once who had 3,000 bells, so it's definitely something you can become obsessed about collecting. And we've got time for a few more rounds, so let's head on back to Rosie's.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we're gonna do another Fenton choice, and this one I decided to bring some baskets, and so we have two baskets here. They're both pretty cute. They're about 7.5 inches tall, uh, and they're in different styles. So this first one is a red stretch glass basket. And if you look inside, you'll see the texture of the stretch glass is so beautiful. It throws so much color. And this is in kind of a red, uh, but it's almost like it's got some shades of orange in it. It's absolutely beautiful. Has the original $99 price tag on it. And the artist is Miller, and it is a Lynn Fenton piece. It's signed by one of the Fentons. It has the original hang tag on it. And then we have this one that is a beautiful pink irid piece. It's got the violet or well, it looks more like violet crest on it. This one's gorgeous, and it is hand painted. This one is D Flume, I think it is. This is from 2003. So we're going to do a starting bid on these, and we're going to start these out at $25. And I reserve the right to sell just one. We'll see how it goes, and you're going to get your choice. They're similar in size, so we're putting them up. Now I want to show you guys something which is pretty cool. If you look at the Fenton baskets, you'll see that the handles are stamped. The handles are stamped, and that is the basket handler. And so if you look at that stamp, you can look in this little book, or you can look online, and you will see the markings of whoever made the basket handle. And so you'll see that this one is stamped. They should both be stamped. And that one is stamped. They all had their unique different stamps to determine who they were. There's so many people that have their hands on one of these baskets in the production process, and that shows who the basket handler was. So this is a beautiful red stretch glass, and it's kind of a square basket. Look at the colors on that. The sheen on the stretch glass is absolutely beautiful. This one has a twisted handle, and then this one here is actually a beautiful pink. It's got tulips on it. Look at that pattern with the flowers going up and down. And this one has the gorgeous violet crest on it. So you're going to get either one of these beauties, and they're just gorgeous. So another thing that I'm not sure if you know, you can look. Now, I don't have eyes good enough to see that. But when you see the Fenton logo, you'll see a little mark in the oval, and that will tell you the decade of the piece. So when you get your magnifying glass out at home and you look at these, look at that logo and see what the little letter or the little number is. If it's an 8, it's from the 80s. If it's a 9, it's from the 90s. And if it's a 0, it's from the 2000s. And if it doesn't have that in there, then it's probably, 70s. And if there's no logo at all, then you got yourself a vintage piece. So you're going to get choice on this. We'll see where we end up. Oh my gosh, time's almost up. Here we go.
Yes, I'm afraid time does fly on these, but Sarah Wrinkle at $45 is the high bidder. And Sarah, if you'll let us know which you're interested in, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, you can take both, Sarah, and whichever one she doesn't take. If she doesn't take one, our backup bidder is, I'm more than happy to pass it to the backup bidder.
Okay, that's great. And Sharon Carter is our backup bidder, but Sarah's taking both, so it's a moot point.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Well, very good. I'm going to do a quick jewelry choice here. because I just think that it's a fun thing that a lot of people can use. And this is going to be a choice of 2 bracelets, and they are from different eras and have different stories. So we'll talk about that. Our opening bid on these is $7 opening bid, and we have the choice of one or the other. The orange is an orange and rhinestone bangle, and if you notice, these are the light's pretty hot, but you can see there these are Aurora Borealis stones, and it's in orange. So this is going to be something that was made. This is, think, Cyndi Lauper era of bangles, because you don't see a lot of bangles with Aurora stones, and you don't see them in orange until about that time. Orange was one of those hot, fun colors in the late 70s, early 80s that carried through. So this is one choice, and we've got, we're at $750 is our opening bid. And then the other choice is this one. This is going to be late 1950s or early 60s with the lavender purple. And this one is the snap cup. These are both, this one is 6 inches. And what's nice about this is that it has a safety chain, and because it opens, I can get it on my wrist. My wrist is about 6 inches, and this fits it just exactly right. So that's going to give you an idea of your size. It'll look better on you than on my hairy arms, but I just wanted to show you. And that is, so it's going to be choice. And well, the bangles probably wore them too. So $7 choice on these. This one is about 5 3/4 inches, so it's a little on the small side, but it'd be a great display piece if it's not something that's large enough for you to wear. But a lot of people do have smaller wrists, so that's 5 3/4. The purple one is 6. And we have an opening bid, and we are looking for $8 or higher choice on these between the two of them. They're pretty, they're fun, and that's what I brought for jewelry today. It was just stuff that's really kind of fun and wearable, I thought. So let's see if I can put these somewhere where you can see them both. This is, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the camera positioning here. So we are down, and we've got one bid, and it looks like she's going to get her choice of one or both. So if you would like one, let us know, stripy one. And if you would like both, then you can have both of them for just $15, which is a steal. So perhaps both of them are useful to you, but let's see what you tell us in the chat here. And we are just waiting to find out. We have a moment here. The purple. Okay, very good. That one is for you. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we've got time for maybe another round or two here. If you have time, I do.
Oh, I do.
Okay, great. Well, let's go ahead, and then we'll let you do your next one.
Dollar increments, by the way. But you know what? In
Yes,
this kind
please.
of a sale where you go so fast, you ought to just forget the dollar increments because you only have 2 minutes. You only have 2 minutes. So if you really want something, you want to get in there quick. All right. So this came from the same estate that the frog did. Okay. I don't know much about Murano glass. I'm sure most of you know more than I do. This is the Formia. It says made in Murano, and it has the stamp on the bottom. Let's see if it you can see it. I don't know, maybe you can't see it, but it says Murano. It is huge and heavy, and I'm going to start this snail at 35. I'm going to start the snail at 35. It is just beautiful. And I'm telling you, it is a piece of glass. It's 9.5 inches tall, and there is the maker's mark. And it is just a gorgeous piece of glass.
Yeah, the snail. That's neat.
Yeah, isn't it neat? $50.
And such clarity.
Yes. All right. Kathy G is in at 60. It is beautiful. I think you'll like this piece. Another piece that goes with anything. I'll bet this was made in one solid piece of glass. Look at that. All right. Just a minute left. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate the $70. Lynn's in at 80. Sharon Carter comes in at 95. Thank you, Sharon. You got a minute left. 95 with Sharon. It's a big one and it's a heavy one. Got the tag still on it. Bid quick, 45 seconds left. Again, I'll ship this for $7. We do $7 shipping a day, no matter what you get, unless you're in Hawaii or Canada or someplace. And if you visit the channel, Rosie's Auction House, and you pick up a couple more things within the next few days, I'll just charge you a couple bucks more a night. So shipping's never a problem on Rosie's. This I will ship in a separate box, in a box, and I'll be very careful with these. These look tricky. 95, Sharon Carter.
Okay, folks, this is it. And it's a really pretty piece. Last round. Yeah, Forney is nice stuff. It's good quality and it shows.
All right, where do we end up?
We ended up with a last minute bid from Lynn Combell at $100.
Okay, Lynn. Okay, thank you. Your first win with me, Lynn. Make sure you take a screenshot of my email. Just send me a hello. And thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, well, I think I've got about two more things left. So my next item here, since we're on the Italian glass, I'm going to offer this, and we're going to try to put it to the side where you can see it. There we go. This piece has a Murano pedigree, but it is actually American made, and the starting bid on this is going to be $30. And so $30 is our starting bid. This is Pilgrim Glass from West Virginia. They were also in West Virginia. They were not far down the road from Blanco Glass. They were not far down the road from a whole lot of glass companies. And so they decided about 1960 that they wanted to do Italian style glass. So they brought over the Sandin brothers from Murano, where they were a family of glassblowers, and they brought them to West Virginia. And they created this really beautiful ewer. This is one of the nicest things that they did, in my opinion. And again, we are at $30. And yes, this probably will glow for the cadmium. And it's Pilgrim Glass. Pilgrim Glass did a little push in with a waffle sort of stamp for their pontals. And so even if it's not marked, you can recognize it. And I think that this is a really beautiful piece. It's probably the best thing Pilgrim made in their early years, because it was basically Italian design made in America. It's a deep ruby crackle Patty Shinkaruk at $35 is our opening bid. And it's got this great amber handle, which I do believe will glow. I don't have a black light here. Mine is so weak, I don't think it would show very well anyway. But it's a great piece. It's such a nice streamlined design. It's quite tall. It's actually about 14 inches, maybe 13 actually. And the handle is applied very nicely. They did this in a lot of different colors. The ruby was the most expensive at the time, and the ruby is one of the most expensive pieces now. And you can see this great style, and you can see the no chips, cracks, or damage. And when I hold it up close, you'll get the crackle effect a little bit more. It's a very pretty piece, and I have one in my collection actually as well. I just have always really liked this piece. And so if you want a piece of Italian glass that has that pedigree but is made in America and at a great deal, well, this is it. And we're at $40, and we're going once, we are going twice, and we are gone. And our bid end is, we have Patty Shinkaruk at $44. You are the high bidder, and thank you very much. It's a beautiful piece. I think you'll enjoy having it.
All right. I have a great big vase here. It's a case glass vase. It comes from the same collection we've been selling from the East Coast. It is a case glass vase. It is super huge. I know the quality of these pieces, and like I said, it is signed, but I can't read it. It's a more contemporary piece from the early 90s. I'm sure it is an excellent glassmaker. You can see, again, this is green. It is a vivid green, blue, and white. It's a very heavy piece. I'm going to start this one off at $50. It's 11 inches tall. It is a case glass piece, which is layered glass. It has white on the inside. And it is just spectacular. We're going to start it out at 50. And look at this. I hope this comes out the beautiful green that it is. Let's see if I can put some white behind it. And there you go. Look at that. $50 is bid. $50 is bid.
And now 60.
Go ahead, John. Let's put that black behind it and see. $60. This is John, everybody. He says, let's put the black behind it and see if that helps the color. Maybe it does. We have $60 bid.
Shows up a little blue.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that looks great.
It's impressive. It is signed. It is case glass. It's a beautiful green and blue. And actually the blue is a cobalt blue. It's got a carnival type crest on it and a beautiful ivory interior. It's heavy for me to even hold this piece up. It is signed. You do the research on it. I'll have to tell you guys too, there's a great tool on your phone. If you haven't got the magnifier glass on there, just look it up. And it will bring those signatures up like 300 times. So you can take a look at them. But good luck. I saw initials and that's all I could make out. But it is a gorgeous piece. And it's just beautiful. 23 seconds left. Get your bids in.
Yep, Sharon at 70 is our current high bidder.
All right, $70 is our high bid. Anybody else? All in, all done.
It's a beautiful, beautiful vase.
It is gorgeous.
Beautiful vase, folks. Here we go. And at the last minute, we had a bid come in. Let's see who our winner is. And it looks like Debbie from Chicago, $75 is the high bidder on that piece.
She finally got one.
All right, thank you.
That's 75. Great. And you know, the lag varies. My lag usually is 7 seconds. On that last one, it was 20 seconds. So folks, don't wait to bid thinking you can get in at the end because it might be tough. Okay, so we have, I've got, this is going to be my last piece for the day. Because unfortunately, we've been on about 2 hours and I have a storehouse to prepare for a big open house and pop-up sale that's happening not this weekend, but the following. So I've got a lot of work to do there, but this has been a lot of fun and I wanted to give us a chance to show you a big variety of things. My last item for the day is going to be this guy here. He is a big, heavy owl paperweight and he is by Viking Glass. This is right out of the 1970s owl craze. He's about 6 inches tall, and the opening bid on this is only $10. $10 is your opening bid. And this piece, he's just got such great texture. Viking had a lot of fun with these. They started doing these paperweights because Viking was always the reason for the Viking name. They'd been New Martinsville, which is a town in West Virginia, and when they reorganized and started doing the modern, they wanted a Swedish look. You can see a little bit of the Viking label still on the back there. It's pretty hard to read, but it does say Viking. And they started doing these because the Scandinavian firms were doing these. And you notice as I put my hand behind it, that it really picks up whatever color you put it in front of. So if you want it to show a little bit of blue, you put it against a blue background, it's going to show blue, but it's got that great clear so you get the dimension. There it is with pink. If I put this red piece behind it, you see kind of a deep ruby. So it will catch because it's got so much design, it will catch everything around it. So it's a fun display piece. We're at 25. And this is right out of the 1970s when owls were the big thing. So there's those big eyes off. Fatbird Finds in at 28. It is a really neat piece. And you're just down the road, so shipping won't be an issue at all. Sandra Bridgewater and Catworm are in at 30, but Catworm was first, so she is our current high bidder. And no chips, cracks, or damage. I think this is a really fun piece. I found this in the other end of Kentucky. Again, a lot of this stuff I just got, so you're seeing it for the first time. We've got 3 people at $30. One of you is going to have to jump out there if you are interested. Catworm is still at $30, our high bidder. We have a couple of, Sandra Bridgewater now at 35. And It's flat backed, so you can put it up against anything, use it as a paperweight, use it as a doorstop if you're really careful. We have Sandra Bridgewater at 38. We are coming to the end of the auction, folks, so get them in now because we are going once, we are going twice, and we are gone. And let's see who ends up with this. It is Catworm at $40. That piece is for you, and thank you so much. I'm glad you folks all enjoyed that, and we're gonna see what Heidi's got for us right now.
Okay, here we go. Now, since I'm doing kind of an artsy glass thing, studio art stuff, we got started on that. Let's go ahead and do choice on these two pieces. These are gorgeous. This one is our first one. This one is a Robert Held piece. It is actually beautiful. If you don't know Robert Held, he is a top glass artist, very collectible, and I love the colors on this one. So that is your first choice. This is your second choice. It's like a chalice or some kind of a vase. I'm not sure. I looked all over for signatures on it. It's got a cobalt pedestal, a pulled feather design. So this is actually a studio art piece too. We're going to start out and let's do 25 to start. I'll sell at least one. We'll see where we can go. Remember, you only have 2 minutes. So grab your bids quick. This is the Robert Held piece. Beautiful design. I love the golden sheen on this. It's almost like a bronze color. Very good quality. It is signed by Robert Held. You'll find the signature right on the bottom of that. And this piece is got a pulled feather design. And if you can't see the color, it is a deep cobalt. And I'll measure that for you. So the vase is actually 4.5 inches. And the cup is, or the vase, whatever you want to call it, is 9.5.
And what's our starting bid?
25.
Okay. Beautiful. And yes, that's a very good artist there that you're holding.
Yes, we'll sell at least one. Robert Held is very collectible. He made a lot of perfumes. And a lot of paperweights. I don't know this artist, but like I said, this came from the same collection, and I know that the quality is just amazing. This was just a wonderful collection to pick up. Robert Held art glass. I like this one, but this is the kind of work that like Dave Fetty did with the pulled feather design from Fenton. I love this look, and I love these colors together, the cobalt and the black. They're just absolutely stunning. So you're going to get your choice. I'll sell at least one. We'll see where we're at when the bidding is up.
And currently we've got Sarah Wrinkle at 35 as our high bidder.
All righty.
And that Robert Held piece is definitely worth more than that, folks. So it's your chance to get a bargain if you like it.
Yes.
And your last chance.
Okay. And
here we are, bid end, and we have a high bidder of $42, Donald Kitchen.
We know who that is.
We know Donald. Donald, which one would you like? I'll go ahead and sell them both if you'd like them both. $42 was our high bid. Bidder gets choice. Backup bidder gets second choice.
He would like the Robert Held.
He'd like the Robert Held. Okay.
Yes, and our backup bidder was LaDonna Durbin. And if LaDonna, if you're interested in the chalice, let us know in the chat. And then, gosh, I guess we'll wrap up. I feel like we could just do this all day. I kind of ran out of stuff before I ran out of energy to do it.
Well, we'll have to do it again, George. You're welcome on my channel anytime, and I hope I can come back on yours. LaDonna takes that one.
Yes, LaDonna takes that one, and that is wonderful. And well, gosh, this has just been so much fun. I really enjoyed getting to sell things alongside you again and to get to know you better, and also to get everybody in the chat to know you better. You've got such a fascinating background. I'm really even more excited than I was to do the Fenton show. I'm going out to a show in Portland, Oregon, And I am turning around and driving all the way back to Ohio to do this because I am so ready after 30 years of being told you need to go to Fenton and make the pilgrimage. Well, I'm finally going to get to do it. And I hope that some of you folks out there will join us. Obviously, we have a lot of glass lovers in this group, so this might be right up your alley, and it would be really fun to meet you. Again, if you're interested in more information, you can send an email to her at HeidiAnn200, that's HeidiAnn 200 at gmail.com. Or you can send me an email if you can't remember that at theantiquenomad at gmail.com, and I'll either get the information to you or forward it to her so that she can help set up your trip. I think we're going to have a great time, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I am too. And there's nothing like being able, like I said, you might meet somebody at an appraisal fair, like bring your stuff for George to appraise. But this is something different. We're going to sit down for dinner together. We're going to hang out together in the evenings. You're really going to get to know the faces behind the names. And that's what's so fun. That's what's so fun. And bring something to sell. We'll sell it. We'll sell it online for you. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, very excited about it. There is nothing, the online community has surprised me with how interested people are and the feeling of community, and people really seem very supportive of each other. But nothing beats meeting in the real world, and the real world antique and vintage community is just an amazing place too, in the same ways you're experiencing here, but you actually get to be together in one place and do things and share the love for this stuff and all of the fun. So we really look forward to seeing you. Yeah.
You see John jumping up in the background. We have 501 subscribers. That's like a big jump for me. I mean, that's just like a
Yay.
major jump for me. So thank you, everybody, for subscribing to our channel, Rosie's Auction House. And thank you, George, for having me on.
Oh, that's so
The little
great. Well,
things make me so happy.
Well, that is something to be happy about, and I just think that it's great that a whole bunch of people have met you now who see that you really know your glass. Well, you know a lot because you've been in this business a long time. You know a lot about a lot, but you obviously really get beautiful things, and you understand them and can share that with us, and that's just such a great thing. So really appreciate you coming on. It's been so fun having my first guest and doing a live with you. And I can't wait for more. For those of you who, where do we buy from Rosie? Go to Rosie's Auction House, Critter Girl, and you can subscribe. And she does a lot of, she does a 10 at 10 sale a lot of times in the morning.
Tomorrow
So
morning.
and
Tomorrow
she does a
morning,
lot
10
of
at 10
stuff.
is, excuse me, tomorrow morning, 10 at 10 is Fenton Friday.
Very good. And well, thank you too, Lynn. I really appreciate that. And thank you all so much for joining us. And do check her out. Go to Rosie's Auction House and subscribe if you haven't. She's really a lot of fun, and she gets great stuff. And you can tell she's got personality. So you'll have a lot of fun there too. And in the meantime, we'll be doing more soon, and we'll let you know about it. So keep checking that community tab and look for those notifications. It's been great having all of you, and I've got to go now and do. And if you're not subscribed to me, and well, all of you in the chat are, but if you've been watching and were not subscribed before, please do subscribe, and that way the next time we have a sale, you'll be able to chat and bid with us as well. I am George the Antique Nomad. Check me out here or on my main channel, and we will see all of you again somewhere soon.
Okay, and
Bye
thanks,
for now.
Zeno. You did a wonderful job. Our
Yeah, he
behind the
really
scenes
did.
guy.
He's
All
waving
right.
back too, and he really did hold it all together. This was new to us, and it went really pretty smoothly. And thank you all so much for all of that.
All right.
Bye bye,
See you
folks.
later, everybody. Bye-bye.